The grand ballroom of a fancy hotel was buzzing with excitement. It was the day of the big wedding, and everything was perfect. The air smelled sweet with the fragrance of flowers, and soft music floated around the room, adding to the magic. The guests, dressed in their finest clothes, chatted and laughed as they sipped on drinks, waiting for the ceremony to begin. The decorations sparkled under the soft lights, giving the whole place a dreamy glow. It was a picture of perfection, and no one could imagine anything going wrong. But little did they know, something shocking was about to happen. In the midst of the glamorous setting, a woman walked in, wearing a simple blue dress. She didn't stand out like the other guests. She wasn't wearing a fancy gown or shining jewelry. She was calm and kind, but she wasn't who everyone thought she was. This would be a wedding no one would ever forget. A woman in a simple blue dress quietly stepped into the grand ballroom. Unlike the other guests, she didn't seem rich or fancy. Her dress wasn't sparkling or extravagant, and she didn't have flashy jewelry or heavy makeup. She just looked calm, kind, and out of place among the extravagant decorations. As she walked in, people barely noticed her at first, but it didn't take long for someone to spot her. Her name was Emma, and she wasn't trying to stand out. She just wanted to blend in and enjoy the celebration, but that wouldn't be so easy. Her quiet entrance didn't go unnoticed, especially not by Carla, the event planner. Carla, who had been running around bossing people around, always demanding perfection, caught sight of Emma immediately. Carla's face twisted with disapproval. Emma had no idea, but she was about to face something unexpected, something that would change everything. Carla, the wedding planner, spotted Emma right away. She was the kind of person who believed that everything at the wedding had to be perfect, expensive, and flawless. She spent weeks making sure everything was exactly how it was supposed to be, and anyone who didn't fit her idea of high class was out of place in her eyes. The moment she saw Emma in her simple blue dress, she froze, her face full of disbelief. She quickly marched over, her heels clicking loudly against the floor, and didn't try to hide her disapproval. "Who let this woman in?" she shouted, her voice sharp and full of anger. "She doesn't belong here." The room went silent, and everyone turned to look. All eyes were now on Emma, and the awkward tension grew. Carla wasn't finished. She pointed directly at Emma and snapped her fingers at the security guards, barking orders. "Get her out of here. Now." The guards walked over, and Emma was shocked, unable to say a word. She didn't know what to do, but she wasn't fighting back. She simply stood there, looking confused and hurt. Emma wasn't just any guest. She was the bride. No one knew it, though. She had asked Daniel, her fiancé, a billionaire, to keep it a secret. She didn't want people to treat her differently because of who she was marrying. Emma just wanted to see how the guests would react to her as a regular person, not someone with money or fancy status. Daniel agreed, loving Emma for who she truly was, not for her looks or wealth. He admired her honesty and the simple way she lived her life. But now, Emma stood in the middle of the ballroom, confused and heartbroken, as she was thrown out of her own wedding. The guards didn't know who she really was, and neither did Carla. They saw her simple dress and assumed she didn't belong. They didn't know that Daniel had fallen in love with her heart, not her appearance or wealth. Emma felt the sting of being treated as if she wasn't important, as if she wasn't enough. But deep inside, she held onto a quiet hope. She knew Daniel would fix this. He always stood up for what was right, and she believed he would do the same now. Just when it seemed like the night was ruined, Emma spoke up. Her voice was clear and strong. "I'm the bride," she said, her words cutting through the silence. Gasps filled the room as everyone realized their mistake. They had no idea who they were really dealing with. Just as the room filled with whispers, a loud voice cut through the tension. It was Daniel. He had just arrived and saw the scene unfolding before him. His eyes locked onto Emma, and his face turned from confusion to pure anger. He had no idea what was going on, but when he saw the guards holding Emma, his protective instincts kicked in. He stormed toward the scene, his eyes fixed on the guards. One evening, a black woman was standing outside the mall waiting for her car, when 3 cops suddenly approached her. They grabbed her without any explanation, handcuffed her, and threw her into the patrol car. The woman kept shouting that she had done nothing wrong, but the cops just laughed and ignored her. After a while, she went completely silent. Only a strange, calm smile appeared on her face. A few minutes later, a black SUV sped in front of their car. A man stepped out, walking slowly but with deadly focus. He calmly showed a badge. Delta Force commander. The cops froze, their faces turned pale. The woman stepped out of the car, looked at them and said, "You picked the wrong one today." The cops started begging for forgiveness. But it was too late. By morning, the entire department was under investigation.